What's up, everybody? I want to be on that side. I hate that thing on my head. What's happening, everyone? I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays. This is Detroit Lenny. Welcome to Morning Wood, brought to you by Picks and Parlays, the Max Wagers Network, and of course, Caesar Sportsbook. If you guys haven't already gotten yourselves hooked up with Caesars, do it. There's a link in the description of the video, or just click on or click on the link in the description of the video, or just use the promo code MORNINGCZR. I need to dye my hair so bad. I can't stand it. So the tank roll really took a tank last night.
Which was the goal.
Yeah. Avalanche got me pretty bad.
Yep.
I did call it on the Celtics game, but the overs didn't cash, so that didn't work out. I feel like I just want to put the whole thing on the Warriors tonight, minus the points. Lay in the points. I think the Warriors win by 107 tonight. Thank me later.
Calling the score now, are we? 107 to what? 2?
No, they're going to win by 107.
Oh, they're going to win. Oh.
To 157.
So lay the 107. Minus take it. Just
it's the only thing that makes sense.
I don't look. I'm debating on whether using that because I haven't used the Handicapper 10 NBA for Handicap 10, and I'm debating on a few things, and I need to put them in because I think I'm just going to go with these 2 nerfies.
Nerfing it out. Michael Joe says the Padres are dead to me. They're dead to me too, friend. That's 2 in a row now, Padres. Thanks for nothing, Snell and Darvish. Thought you're supposed to be like Snell and Darvish, whatevs.
I see what you did there.
Yep. So last day of school happened. I made breakfast for my kid. I made my breakfast. I came back here to blow dry my hair, and I walk out there, and he ate my breakfast also in addition to his breakfast. And I'm like, yo.
Not cool, bro.
I've got a morning routine. Like we are.
Listen, you're in my domain now.
Yeah.
This is my world.
Yeah, this is take your kid to work day for the next 3 months, basically.
Yeah. Yay us. Yay us.
Good times. Man, I was up late last night. I watched the end of Vikings. It
was it a good show?
It's my favorite show. Vikings and Gotham and Nip Tuck maybe are my 3 favorite shows ever.
Nip Tuck, good show back in the day.
I loved Nip Tuck. But so Vikings goes 5 seasons, then they start their 6th and final season, and they only took us halfway through, and then you had to get on Amazon Prime or Peacock to watch the rest, and I don't have it. But now Josh gave me that Roku stick. So, hi, Wilson Alejo. I've been busy too. I'm super spiz too. But I'm glad you made it. So then it hits me. I'm like, oh shit, I have Amazon Prime. I can finally, after like a year of it being over, watch the end of it. So it's been like, I think I had 8 episodes left, and I finished it last night, and it was fantastic. I cried my face off. That's why I puffed the eyes today, because I had to cry because it was really, really good. And it's one of the best shows ever created on the television. Wife went to pick up 5th grader from school yesterday, and tornado sirens went off. Kids all put in the basement of the school and couldn't leave until all clear. Luckily, no tornado damage. Well, shit.
Well, I just tried to take mine to McDonald's. I mean,
yeah, it feels like I'm in a tornado.
Right. The line was forever wrapped around that something. I gotta take my vitamins. Man, you got me vitamins and potassium pills because I got issues.
You got to get gummies. I'm all for the gummy vitamins. But then sometimes you eat too many and you poop funny. Ray Liotta died? No!
What? Henry Hill? I'm Googling.
Shoeless Joe Jackson?
No, he's forever Henry Hill.
He's Shoeless Joe Jackson. Oh my God. Goodfellas. Oh my God. Goodfellas will never be Field of Dreams to me, ever.
Actor dead at 67.
Oh my God,
what?
I'm so sad. No, the show's canceled.
That's it. Good night, folks.
Home. Wait, I'm at home. And he like, Hulk Hogan.
I gotta take my vitamins.
Like Popeye.
I've had both my knees replaced, knee surgery. So like I have a complete metal knees and whatever. And because of that, I got circulation. Like it's my calves cramp. My calves. I got bad like circulation from my knees down. So instead of me trying to just eat us out of house and home and bananas, because those things are expensive. And plus, you know, who doesn't like a good
Bananas
peanut
aren't
butter
really
and
that
banana
good for you.
sandwich? Peanut butter and bananas, huh?
Yeah, with honey. Mm-hmm.
I don't do the honey.
Ooh, peanut butter, banana, honey. But bananas aren't really super good for you. They can clog up your digestion. Like you want things that move through you smoothly.
Don't worry, I got no
That's not
problems
bad.
there. Everything runs smoothly, like soft serve. I had the Dairy
Gross.
Just saying.
All right.
Ever since COVID, I got no problems there.
We've got a real interesting show today. So important information. Hips Don't Lie was the winner on our Woody poll. Tim will be dancing to Hips Don't Lie. So what is the next poll now? Should it be what he's wearing?
Oh, he's definitely topless. We've already established that. He's topless. He can rip something off, but at some point he's topless.
Does he have pasties on? Does he have anything painted on his body?
If he was smart, he'd do an ESB logo on his stomach. Like I have my Shamrock, he would do an ESB logo there. But sorry, I'm just really wrapped up in this Ray Liotta thing. He's like one of my favorite actors.
Oh, hello, yeah.
I know. I know. You were on the same page. I had it still up on Twitter and.
Okay, so let's focus on this for a minute. Oh, he was
died in his sleep in Dominican Republic. Yeah, he died in his sleep in the Dominican Republic where he was shooting a film, Dangerous Waters.
Ray.
Damn it, Ray. You had one job.
Oh, he was in Grand Theft Auto, too? I didn't know that.
He's been in, like, a ton of movies that you would not even think of. He was in one movie with Paul Blart, Mall Cop or whatever. He was...
Uh-huh.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Paul Blart. It was...
Copland. I remember
Seth
that.
Rogen. Yeah, Copland. Good movie.
Oh, my gosh. This just really wrecks my shop.
Oh.
I need a nap after that.
That's fair.
No escape. He was in Muppets from Space.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't want to be in there?
Right?
All right, let's change the vibe.
Okay, so
guess who won last Woody?
Oh, yeah, you did. Lenny Wenson takes down the last Woody standing. So if you are one of the, what do we got here? 10 people left in the Woody. It's now up to $200. And Tim Earl is still in it, so it could still bump up to $300 if Tim Earl takes. Tim Earl is on one hell of a women's basketball heater right now.
Yes. Yes.
I'm all for it. I'm already on his play for today. Okay, Wilson is going to go Rays plus 1.5. Oh, they're playing the Yankees now. Screw.
I don't have you in here, Wilson.
Wilson, I don't have you in. Okay, let's talk headgear. Should he wear a wig? Should he wear
definitely a wig?
Antlers? Should he wear a snorkel?
Why can't he wear both? Well, I don't think the snorkel because he's got to kind of like sing, like lip sync, you know?
Right. Okay, what about this? What is he lip syncing into? What's his microphone? Is it a plunger? Is it an ear of corn?
I want to say hot dog, but
dildo. Mm-hmm.
Definitely not. I don't want to see that. I just don't want to see it.
I mean, you said hot dog. You say hot dog. Yeah. I say dildo. Hot dog, dildo. Hot. Okay.
I'll say maybe some kind of kitchen utensil.
Okay, so this is going to be.
There has to be lights, and a bucket of water needs to be thrown on him.
A bucket of water to fall on him
at the end.
What if it's a bucket of glitter, and then he's going to vacuum his carpet for the rest of his life?
Yeah.
Glitter is the herpes of arts and crafts. Once you get glitter, you do not unget glitter. You've got glitter forever. Ask anyone who's dated a dancer. Hi, Big Sis Lisa and Joey. A hot dog, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put that up on.
I'm gonna say there has to be glitter involved. Food, pasties, and a wig.
Timothy
And he
Earl.
has to wear a skirt. Because how else are we going to know the hips don't lie?
Yeah, otherwise your hips are already lying to us.
Exactly.
Should his microphone
I didn't know
be
if it's Michael Toast. So
okay, we're gonna go hot dog. Really, a corn dog would work better because it's got a stick on it.
I'm good with that. And he's got to take a bite out of a bite out of crime.
I'm gonna go plunger. Okay, a couple more of those. We'll let the Woodies pick some. We do have a special guest. Ross Benjamin is on today. I don't know if I said that or not, but we are going to talk some over the summer bankroll stuff. Prepare. I'm sorry. My child ate my breakfast. I'm sorry. Joey loved that series, Man in the Arena with Tom Brady.
You know, I watched an episode of that. I just watched one. I watched the one with Charles Woodson about the catch, or the tuck roll or whatever. I want to watch more of that series. It just I realize the more I watch it, the more I kind of dig Tom Brady, and then I stop hating him less, and then I don't want to do that.
You don't feel right about life?
No, it does. It's like, I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So,
I'm not really with Kobe. Like, I'll give you that you're great and all that, but I don't have to like you. And same with LeBron. Like, I'm not going to take away your greatness. I'm not an idiot. I have eyeballs, but don't want to root for you.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're less of an asshole. You know.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, so let's talk about who we're on today. Ross should be here in about 3 minutes or so. Oh, wait, I can't close that.
Trying to.
Wilson, are you still in the contest? Because we don't have you in. All right, so the tank roll is yesterday I was at what, 174?
Took a hit.
I'm at 110 exactly.
All right, that's not bad.
110.50.
Throw it all on Golden State.
76 of that is available. I'm really, really want to.
Dump it all.
Dump it all. Dump it all.
Just do it.
Or
you just do it money line. Pay the juice.
What? You don't pay juice on winners.
That's what I'm talking about.
What if I did 25 on one and 25 on the other? Now, I don't mind laying 7 points. I really freaking don't. I think they're going to smash them. I think, especially because the Celtics won last night.
Yeah.
So that series isn't over. Now they're going back to Boston where they're likely going to win. Boston's 8.5 point favorites tomorrow.
Look, here's what you do. You throw it all on Golden State minus the points, but on the bankroll, I think you on the place is at 7. Buy the half a point, so it's minus 115. So you can't push because you're either winning or losing. Make it 6.5, just so you can't push. Buy the hook for a nickel, just for
minus
purposes.
115 for 6.5.
Yep, just for the purposes of this exercise.
All right. That's a good tip. All right, I'm going to put $26.50 on it, and then that gives me 50 more.
And then you split those up 25 and 25 on Hurricanes puck line and the Flames puck line. Hurricanes are at home. They only win at home. The series is won. They won both, so it's 2-2. Hurricanes win at home, and the playoffs it's always puck line. And then you take the Flames because they're down 3-1, but they're at home.
Yeah,
they're gonna make them, so they're gonna push, and so yeah, you take the puck line there because you're looking for the empty netter, and both of those are like 170, 180-ish range, 25 on each. If you hit both of them, I'll send you my cash app. I'm just kidding.
My God, I don't like laying these.
Talk to Ross about it. Ross has definitely got some information.
Well, I could just do money line, minus 153 and minus 148.
Yeah.
And 25 on each of them.
There you go.
On hockey? God, I'd rather just put it all on the Warriors.
Then do that.
Oh my gosh. I'm so stressed out.
What do you do?
Yeah, see, Nick Earl is saying Warriors minus 9.5 at plus 130. I actually like that better. I think they win by 107 today.
Do that. I don't hate
Right.
that at all.
Let's bring in Ross Benjamin. Let's see what he has to say.
What do I have to say? Good morning. Good afternoon. Whatever time zone you're in.
We're in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't be so
we sound
Ellie. I'm
Yeah.
so
You're
glad.
sad. Ray Liotta died. First of all, that's how we
Yeah, I
started.
know. I just
We're
heard
mourning.
that. That's crushing. Henry Hill. He'll always be
Shoeless
man,
Joe.
Huh?
Oh, Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shoeless Joe. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's really too bad. Too young, 67 years old. Man,
Yeah.
oh man. So shooting a movie in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Never got out of bed. That's why they always say, man, you should thank the Lord every day when you get out of bed, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
day above ground.
we are all guilty of taking things for granted in that regard. What's new with you guys? What about Leonard Wenson? What's going on, my man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm just circling the wagons.
Yeah, circle
He's
the wagons,
busy.
baby. You know?
You should start
a lot of wagons.
Besides your confusion on the NBA game tonight, Ellie, what else is new?
What do you mean by
I'm out.
that?
You guys have
I
fun.
was just listening to your conversation before I popped on here, you know. So
You think laying 107 points is too many to lay?
to lay 107 points.
I said I think the Warriors win by 107 points tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure about that, but I don't have a pick on the side. I do have a pick on the total tonight. So
Okay, well then let's talk about the side because I really felt like someone had said, I want to say maybe it was Tim had said, you know, that the Warriors they would, what was it? It was about a day off, something about a day off, and my read on it was like that game against the Mavericks was their day off so they can come back to to Washington, to the Warriors, to San Francisco and finish it there. And
yeah, I don't know. You know, I just
you thought they would win in Dallas so they could get the extra day off. That's what it was, which was a fair assessment too. I'm not saying,
well,
but I know how much they like to play at home.
If you look at the statistics, teams that are up 3-0, there's a high percentage that they're going to sweep the series, and that goes back to 1991 or so. So yeah, that line of thinking wasn't off. I had the over in that game, so I was very happy. But by the same token, I just didn't like the Warriors the way they were talking after going up 3-0. I mean, Stephen Curry, right after the game when he was interviewed in game 3, said, now we're playing with house money. You know, to me, it's almost like a lackadaisical approach that the intensity is not going to be there. And it's certainly that's the way it panned out. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, Ellie, you know?
Yeah, no kidding.
So
I don't know. I just watching them play at home, it just seems like they like to put on a show for that crowd. They like to fill the stands. They like to give you the product that you paid for when you bought the ticket, sell those jerseys. And
you know the thing about Dallas that I don't like, Ellie, is they live and die by the 3.
Yeah.
You know, and sooner or later, they're good defensively, but you got to remember some of their defensive statistics that look impressive are a result of how slow a pace they play offensively. You know, so you know, if they don't shoot the 3 well, they're in trouble in any game, especially against a good opponent. Now, they shot the ball awfully well from 3-point range the last game. Guys like Bullock stepped up, and Kleba all of a sudden started hitting 3-point shots again. I mean, if those guys consistently hit their threes, and when I say consistent, somewhere in the 40% range, they're going to have a good chance to get inside that number. But, you know, again, it's on the if come. And we're not talking about we're not talking about free throw percentage here. We're talking about 3-point percentage, which is risky when you get in this position, you know, this deep into the playoffs, because most teams that go all the way, I would say just about all teams that go all the way, Ellie, in the past have been more well-rounded teams that just don't rely on the three, you know?
Yeah. Well, and part of it too is that if the Mavericks, if it was a closer game, I wouldn't be as adamant about a Golden State blowout in this one. If the last game was closer, like I like the Warriors lost by a bigger margin because it makes me feel like, you know, you're going to get the, yeah, you thought so, huh? Factor involved with it. Whereas if it was a closer game, then I would feel less good about laying 7.
Yeah. Did you happen to catch Steve Kerr's press conference prior to Game 4?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know, that really should have been a telltale sign that Golden State, not only what I heard from Stephen Curry, but and them being up 3-0, but when he was talking like that, it was, I don't want to say an excuse because that would be insensitive to what his discussion was about.
Yeah.
But they definitely weren't in the right mindset, and you know, playing at home with a chance to advance to the NBA Finals again for this core group of players, they're going to be awfully tough to beat tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really sad. It was heartfelt, but yeah, you can kind of tell that they're a bit shook. You know, they were a little bit shook.
Well, we all should be shook.
Their focus was not on basketball.
Yeah, and you with a young boy that goes to school every day, you know, that's where it really, you know, hits home a little bit. So it's really unfortunate, Ellie, so that we are dealing with situations such as what we've dealt with over the last 3 weeks with mentally unstable people walking around with handguns, automatic weaponry, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this at all. Oh, you bogged me out, Ross. No.
I'm sorry, but we were going to talk about money management.
Yeah, so one thing we were going to talk about today, I need to close my window there because I see the
I didn't mean to bum you out.
It's okay, whatever. I'm used to being disappointed by men by now. It's okay.
Here I was trying to be that different kind of man in your life, but anyway.
Oh, you all say you're trying to be that different one, but y'all all the same, okay?
I'm special. I am very special, Ellie.
You are special.
Have you heard that? You know, I'm not going to do that to you. Yeah, for the first few weeks or so. Anyway.
What you call it? Okay, so what we kind of, I'm trying to find your name tag. What we were kind of going to talk about today is that the NBA and the NHL are dwindling down. And so what we're going to be left with is a summer full of baseball, some soccer, and then also preparing for the NFL and the college football seasons. So I just kind of wanted to talk. I know not everybody's a soccer person, not everyone's a baseball person, but how can we kind of like keep that bankroll rolling? You know, what should we be doing to prepare ourselves for upcoming football, but also keep our bankrolls increasing through the summer? You know what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, baseball wagering, especially when you talk about the sides, we're talking about money line wagering, which is much different than point spread wagering, which is obvious. Okay. So money management is a real key when it comes to wagering on baseball. Now, soccer, there are guys that wager on soccer, but even though that sport has grown immensely in popularity in the States over the last 20 years, it's pale in comparison to even how many bets are taken on a daily basis during the middle of the summer on baseball. So having said that, and just focusing on the baseball aspect of it, you never, again, money management, first of all, I've alluded to this on many occasions, and you're probably sick of hearing it, Ellie, but, you really shouldn't go over minus 135 when betting on a Major League Baseball favorite, because you put yourself in a position where if you lose a big chalk, you're going to have to win the next two just to make a small profit or break even in some instances. So that's one thing I would steer clear of. If you like a big favorite, go to the run line, and try to get plus money, honey. So
I do like
And
that.
also, you could focus in on totals too, because totals don't require you to lay a lot of juice. Very seldom will a total be exceed minus 130. So those are a couple key components, and then also know what your bankroll is.
Right.
That's a big thing I keep harping on, Ellie. Set a sports betting bankroll up for yourself. And when I say that, I'm not alluding to your kid's college fund, your mortgage payment for next month, betting money on the if come and not worrying about the repercussions if things go south. Okay, so I'm not here to preach to you like your dad, but some of you need to be talked to that way. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I do
So
sometimes.
yeah, well, you don't bet enough money to really hurt yourself, which is
Well, now I
that's
have
the
a
difference.
bankroll, so I've been betting $10 bets, which for
Yeah,
me, like yesterday I had a $71 hit. That might not sound like a lot to y'all,
that's a
but that's
lot
a
when you're
shit
betting.
ton for me.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I
well
haven't lost
that's
$71 in one day in a long time, but on Monday I made $52. So I
yeah,
don't typically make that much money in a day either, but it definitely like grabs you by your cojones.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing
We're not
wrong
used
with
to
that,
that.
Ellie. I mean, you don't want to be paying somebody like me and betting $10 a game because
Right.
it would be hard to recoup your investment. So. But by the same token, you're smart enough to know what your total bankroll is, and
Mhm.
you like betting on sports. You enjoy it. You have a passion for it, and you're pretty good at it. Regardless
Had
of
my
what
days.
you beat yourself up sometime, but you're pretty good at it. So you're better than the average bear. So, but I mean, for people who aren't in that situation that can't afford to bet more, um, you need to really be strict with your bankroll. Okay, so if let's just be hypothetical. If you have a $10,000 bankroll, a lot of people go $10,000 bankroll to bet on sports. I'm being hypothetical, folks, because there
Right.
are people out there, and a lot of people I deal with that have that. Um, you never want to exceed 5% on any one bet
Mhm.
of your total bankroll. So if it's $10,000, in my instance, it's a 10-star play, and it's $500 a game for a 10-star. And the majority of my picks are 5-star. I just have 5-star and 10-star picks. My 5 stars will be either a 3 or 4% play. So, when you talk about, for example, 27 and 11 with my last 10-star top plays, do the math on that.
Oh, I
You
don't
make
do math. Mm-mm.
you don't do math, okay? Well, let me.
Oh no, I don't do math.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, it comes to a pretty good number. Let's put it that way. At $500 a game, 27 times 500 is whatever that is, and then subtract 550 times 11. Okay, on average.
Okay,
So
27 times 500 is 13.5.
okay. And then 550 times 11.
6,000,
So
650.
$29,500, right? Is that what it is? Net profit?
I already see, this is why I don't do math, because I already forgot the first numbers. It's 13.5 minus.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 29 was wrong. 13.5 minus 6,900, $6,600 profit. So,
Yep, 6,600.
yeah,
So bam, you're up.
yeah, up a pretty good amount too. So, but having said that, we always have to prepare for that bad week like I had last week. Okay. It's going to happen, and you have to be real and say, look, I don't care how good anybody is, they're going to hit a snag at one time or another. And what you want to avoid is completely bankrupting yourself during a bad streak.
Yeah.
And if you have that money management system in place that I just alluded to, or have somewhat similar numbers in terms of 3 to 5% in whatever your total bankroll is, and you stick to it, you're going to be able to sustain any losing streak throughout the course of the season. So, barring you go on some ridiculously terrible run, you should be good to go. So, for example, you were talking earlier, I believe, about am I keeping you? Am I putting you to sleep here, Ellie?
No, I'm thinking of things to ask you as
Okay.
this is
All right.
happening.
I just want to
I'm
make sure
excited
that
to hear what you're saying I should do.
yeah. So, my where was I? Anyway, stick to a money management plan, put a money management system together, establish your bankroll. That's the first thing, first and foremost, what you should do. Any questions out there, folks?
Any questions? Oh, Michael Dost is asking Tate the Great. See that Big Ten football talking of eliminating the divisions.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yes, and I think it's a good idea. What they're going to do and what they're talking about in all the Power Five conferences is eliminating the division and just let the two teams with the best win percentage at the end of the season, with some tiebreakers in place, of course, play for the conference championship. And I like it because how many times have we seen, one team is 12-0 and the other team's 8-4 in a conference championship game, while somebody who's 10-2 is not even a part of it. So I like it in that regard, and it really enhances the probability of the two best teams in each conference playing for the conference championship. So I like it a lot.
That was one thing I just never got behind with college football is the way that they decide all that stuff. Like, it's just, I don't want to watch Alabama play in the championship every year or whatever, or at least in conference finals and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, to take a step back, give it a few days to find a good spot to jump back in. I do that too. I'll just stop betting for a couple days if I'm off. But if you're Ross, you can't do that. It's like
no, but what I'll do is be a little. Sometimes I'll be a little less aggressive when I'm not feeling it. So like yesterday, I just had 2 picks. The day before was 3. Today I'll have 3. I have 3 Major League Baseball and 1 NBA pick up for today.
Nice.
So again, here's the other thing, folks. Stay away from. I shouldn't say this. How could I word this? Because it's going to sound like I'm bashing somebody else that I actually have respect for. One particular individual I definitely have a lot of respect for at Picks and Parlays that does this. But these volume handicappers, guys giving you 9, 10, 11, 12 games a day, that's a lot of pressure. I guess it enables you to bet less money. So if you're somebody like Ellie, it would work for you. But by the same token, you still got to pay that guy a fee. And what happens if you start out with a guy that's giving you, an average of 10 picks a day, and he starts out the first 3 days by going 6-24? Yeah, you might be out of the box, and then out of money. And then all of a sudden, the next 4 days, the guy goes 24-6, and you weren't able to continue on with them because you lost so much money at the get-go, or you're betting half as much amount when you're winning than you did when you lost all that money because you're betting scared. So,
right.
That's
like one of my things. Like, as much as I would get talk crap to about betting smaller, I would always say, but I have not re-upped my bankroll in over a year. Like, I have not. I'm still on the same $100 from a year ago. If I lose this $100, I got thousands of bets in for that $100.
There you go.
There you go.
And that to me tells me that you know what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I like to think so.
Quite simply. I mean, and you're not putting a lot of pressure and stress on yourself.
Yeah.
And betting over your head.
And I'm not freaking out and losing my mind watching the games. If I win the bet, it's fine. If I lose it, it's fine.
Yeah.
So is it easier or more difficult, Ross, in June and July when it's mostly MLB and no other sport to wager on like NBA? Is it easier to bet in baseball season?
It's a great question on 2 fronts. Let me quantify it though. It's never easy, number one. But in my particular instance, where I don't bet anything else in the summer beside baseball, and I don't give anything else beside baseball to my clients, it lessens my workload. And when you're just focusing on one sport on a daily basis, my results have always been better when
You
that
zone
happens.
into it. You're just
Yeah,
feeling it. Yeah, you're
you
freaking
know,
blind.
again, I'm in a different situation. If I was just betting on my own, I sometimes would just concentrate on a sport that I'm really hot at. But when you're dealing with clients and they're expecting NBA, they're expecting Major League Baseball. I mean, look at in the middle of November, December, we're talking about the NHL, the NBA, college football, the NFL, college basketball. I mean, that's a lot to deal with all at once.
And
And
coming
the
right
work
out
days,
of the MLB playoffs, for that
yeah,
matter.
and the work
In the World
days and
Series.
work hours are enormous. And like
Yeah.
in any line of work, you burn out a little bit. And
Uh,
that's a reason why in our industry, it's very important to set time aside. The All-Star break is one portion, but sometimes during the summer, you'll see some of us step away or slow down a little bit in the summer.
we
No
go on
matter
vacation.
what you do for a living, Ellie, you have to take a bit of a break
Yeah.
and
And go do
reinvigorate.
something else. Go listen to live music, read a book, like go,
Recharge your batteries. Have
yeah,
another hobby in line that you
go out in
do.
nature.
You know.
That's for me one of the hardest parts of this job, and it's part of why I really got burnt out this season. Like really in college basketball, like towards the end of college basketball, beginning of baseball. They all know because they watch me every day. I don't want to say I don't care, but I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't want to look at numbers. I don't want to hear about play. Like I just get to that point where I'm overwhelmed and I'm bored. And I think my reason is because I'm not a football person. Football is my off season. That's when I just like dick around and bet. But now with my job, I've kind of got to be on top of that and know that. But that was a huge chunk of where I would usually not be doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And now I'm full circle. I'm almost a year through that now. And it's like, I'm going to Portland June the 4th. I'm going to Cedar Point in Ohio in August. Like I'm packing my summer full of getting out of town because I got to recharge my brain because I'm about to do it all over again.
Absolutely, sweetie. Absolutely. And, the thing with you too is, I'm in front of the camera really minimally through the course of the week. I mean, I do my podcast daily. It's, a 10 or 12-minute podcast. And then I'm on with Ellie a couple times a week. I might go on at another site once a week. I'm not going to name the sites because it's not in best interest. But my point is you're in front of the camera a lot more. So when you're in front of the camera a lot more, you do your total chaos. You do your the daily free picks you have to do in the evening with each individual handicapper, including myself. And then your morning wood shows. I mean, you're in front of the camera a lot. And when you're betting and you're betting where you get in a bad streak, it comes across on camera. And it's hard to find that balance. So,
well, and people don't realize, like, you guys can be wrong in your bets all day long, but I'm going to tell you my bet today, and then I have to show up tomorrow. And if I'm wrong, you look at my face. Like, we have to admit that we're wrong onto it. It's kind of a different thing, and it can mess with your confidence sometimes too. Like, I don't want to make bets because they're all wrong, and then I have to come on camera and be wrong.
You know what, Ellie? No matter how good you are in this industry, and how confident you are, there are always times through the course of a year where your confidence is a bit shaken and you start to second guess yourself. That's where the discipline part of it comes in. When you tweak things, you should never make an abrupt move. Meaning, I'm going to go the exact opposite of what I've been doing for 6 months.
Right.
Well, I mean, look,
take a break.
If you've been losing for 6 straight months, this isn't for you, or you should be paying somebody like me or any other of the guys on the site, But
So we do have some really good questions rolling in here. I'm just going to kind of call them out to you, and then we'll answer them as we go. Michael wants to know if it lessens the workload, or do you start tweaking calculations for the upcoming NFL season? Bill wants to know, do you have a gut feeling of when to go all in? I have to grow the roll somehow. Don't go all in. What's the heaviest bet you made? And then Crystal wants to know, is it better to use a bunch of sports books or just 1 or 2? I use 4 books.
I would
like
use,
using.
I mean, whatever your bankroll allows you to do, I would use as many sports books as possible within your bankroll.
Yeah.
And why I
Well,
say that is it's obvious, right, Ellie? You're shopping for the best line. So
yeah.
I
And
would highly
also,
recommend whatever you is again within your bankroll. I mean, you don't want to be putting $50 a piece in 10 separate sports books because
no.
that defeats the purpose. But
50 will get you rolling. I put 50 in my bet MGM. I'm up to 150 now, but that's the roll that I like.
yeah,
I'll put a nice $20 bet on there like once a week. Like it's that play that I really like. I'll bet it on my other one, but then I'll put like a $20 bet in on it. So it's growing very slowly, but it doesn't take a ton of hit. But it also, Crystal, depends on what sports you bet on. Like, I use one book when I'm betting on soccer. There's other books that I use. Caesars is for baseball player props. MGM doesn't have great baseball player props, but they do have better MMA numbers. You'll not only get them just to shop lines and see where things are better, but one doesn't always offer the other. So that might have something to do with it too.
absolutely.
Okay,
And the other answer to Michael's question, does it lessen the workload, or do you start tweaking calculations for the upcoming NFL season? You know what? What I do with the NFL and even college football, because I always look at what happened in the off season and what each roster looks like compared to what it looked like the year before. So when I see lines early on, I'm not shocked by a line or miscalculated based on what I remembered last year. You want to keep up with, and I only do this during the off season. Once a season starts, I don't care who's playing on either side of the ball because it's factored into the line. These guys that get up and start talking about weather conditions and what players did the week before. You know what? Sign up for daily fantasy. That's not sports betting.
So this is a good one too, because I kind of struggle with this. When you do more games, say you like 5 or 6 instead of 3, do you lower your unit size? See, I get in trouble with this because I usually bet 10, but then I like, a couple of them I'll do 5 and then a couple I'll do 10 or something like that. And then the $5 win and the $10 don't win. And that F's me up. But then I'll get afraid to raise up my limit. So how do you do it? Do you take the 5 or 6?
I stick with the same plan right through. If I have one
The
pick,
same
I bet
wager?
X amount of money. And if I have 5 picks that day, I'm still betting the same X amount of
Flat
money.
bet. That's called a flat bet.
Yeah, because that goes to this, back to what I said about volume handicapping or volume betting is I do put out 5 or 6 picks on occasion, okay, especially during football season, right? On the weekends. But those instances are so rare that I don't have to worry about why do I need to bet less because I'm putting out more games. That's called betting scared.
Yeah,
and you never want to bet scared because they'll have you. As soon as you start betting scared, they got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the guru
stick
used
to
to
a money management plan and establish your bankroll and the 3 to 5%. And like with me, when I see 10-star top plays, today I got 4 picks. None of them are 10-star top plays, Ellie. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I won't give out more than one of those in a day, and I won't bet more than one game in a day at that 10-star value. Does that make sense? So yeah, but 90% of my plays are 5-star picks when it comes down to it.
So yeah, the guru used to always tell me, my mentor told me, if you like it, bet it. And then this is kind of a good point of it too. So when I say I've got my 3 $10 bets and then my other 3 go down to 5, well, if I'm not willing to bet that $10 on a bet, then do I really like it? Is it worth the bet? And that kind of goes into what Ricketts saying here. So how do I narrow it down to that 2 or 3 pick? I mean, because we can all bet, Rickett was 10-0 on Tuesday and he was 1-6 on Wednesday. So we all like our action,
absolutely.
I'm not just going to take 2 bets in a day unless I go to the sports book.
Well, again, it goes back to what your bankroll is and what and what you are comfortable with, in your
Well, how do you
particular.
narrow it down?
How do I narrow it down? Well,
Mhm.
basically, I never really have 15 picks in a day at any time that I have written down and have to narrow it down to 3.
So you just stop looking for games to handicap? You're like,
No,
all right, I
no,
got
no.
3
What
I
I
like.
do,
I don't need to
what I
handicap the
do is
rest.
I go through the board, okay, and then if I have 6 or 7 games that make sense, I'll start doing a deep dive into each game, and seeing what the best betting value is. Another good thing to do is look for reverse line movement. We've discussed this on the show
Love it.
before, Ellie. If you want 2 or 3 of your plays fit into the reverse line movement, which indicates sharp money is agreeing with what you're doing, it's a no-brainer at that point for me. But in terms of trimming down the fat, you have to find a way for yourself what you're comfortable with in terms of what the best betting values are for the day. What gives you the best chance to win instead of there's no possible way if you do your homework that you're liking 15 plays all the same.
Right.
To me, that I would say that, and I'm not being disrespectful because a
No,
lot of
no, we
people
know.
do this. Okay, is they're just looking at the board and picking out games and not looking any further. That's when you start getting into 14, 15 plays. So to me, you look at the board, you write down some plays that might interest you, and then you do a deep dive into maybe I'm missing something, or you know what? The data that I go by in my handicapping methods fit that particular game that day that I originally had written down. So those are the types of things I do. Uh, but I mean, again, I would have to get into every handicapping aspect that I use on a daily basis, and we don't have enough time on the show for me to
Yeah.
cover all that. So
We've
you
only
need
got
to
about
go beyond just looking at the board and saying, "Wow, so and so is just Golden State is -6.5 tonight. That's it." Well,
right.
I like Golden State. Well, again, slow yourself down a little bit. You
Yeah,
need
the
to do
line's
some.
not moving the right way. All the money's on Golden State, and it went from a 7.5 to a 7. So it's
Yeah,
not really moving the
yeah.
right way.
I mean, yeah. So
What do you think about? We've only got about 5 minutes, 10 minutes left here before we got to wrap things
yeah.
up. But Lenny says he limits himself with a budget per day. If he likes 5 games, he divides it by 5. If he only likes 2, he divides it by 2, and that's his budget for the day. I dig that. What do you think about that?
Well, that's where you get in trouble though, because if you like 3 games,
Trouble.
if you like 3 games, your budget's $100. You're betting $33 a game. If you like 5 games, you're betting $20 a game. You're changing your
Unit
money
size.
per game instead of using the system that I'm saying. Now, if you're comfortable with that, that's fine, but
I kind of dig it.
that beats just doubling up and tripling up and lessening because you're on a bad roll. And then you go 17-0, you're 17-1, and you were betting half as much money as you were. Then prior to that 17-1, you were 2-8. You lost so much money, you started betting scared. So
Right.
Lenny's system is certainly better than that, but I still would suggest, use a total bankroll. And if you
Yeah.
like 5 picks that day, keep to your what you usually play per game.
Flat bet.
Yeah.
Flat bet. Same unit size. I like the idea of having a budget, though. I'm just saying, like, maybe my budget is $100. Maybe I don't use the whole 100 today, but that's what I could lose today and wake up tomorrow and feel okay about myself, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like, this is the budget.
Exactly. The old adage is, that I use all the time is, if you lost every game today, is it going to change the quality of your life tomorrow?
Yeah.
If you had 3 losing weeks in a row, are you out of money and start dipping into funds that you shouldn't be using? And if you lose those funds, how's your quality of life going to change? It's
Right.
really simple when you come down to it. Okay. The
Yeah.
problem is with most bettors
Humans.
is discipline,
Yeah, it's humans. We're humans, and
Yeah.
we're degenerates, and we want action. Yeah, and we chase.
Not all of us.
That's just it. We as the morning Woodies. That's what it is.
Do you have another sportsbook guy that you may talk to about a game, or does sportsbook guys stick to themselves a lot? I never talk to sportsbook guys.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah,
Do
I
you
mean,
benchmark yourself to others in the industry and then look at what they're betting on to
no,
use for future bets?
no,
Nope.
I don't. I trust myself and myself only.
What do you think of,
I might get on a show with one of the guys from Picks and Parlays or on my own podcast and when I bring on guys on my own podcast, I know when I bring them on, I have a lot of respect for their ability. Now, there might be things that they bring up through the course of our conversations about a particular game or a particular strategy that I say, you know what? I got to start looking at that. You know what I mean? But to bring on Chip Chirimbus on my show, and just because he likes Chicago tonight, I'm going to go with Chicago because he's hot. No. Or I like the opposite side, and I'm not going to use it because he's hot. No.
right?
I don't like to let other things influence me. I like other ideas to influence me. I don't, when I'm saying that, let me rephrase that. I don't like other people's picks to influence me whatsoever, but I am open to other people's handicapping ideas that are
Right.
established. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, and I know that you've learned a lot, like from the twins, from me and Lenny, just about like first fives and in plays, and like a lot of you who we talk to through free picks, not just you. Lee from ASA is really curious about in playing. He asks me and Nick about it all the time. So there's definitely different tools that you can learn too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to get
And
rolling.
again, it goes back to you're just betting on your own. I'm catering to the public. And for me, live betting is really not something, even if I did it, that I would go into a lot of detail on because it would cost me money.
Yeah, and you can't sell it. So
And
yeah.
I can't sell it. I mean,
Yeah. That's just it. That's a huge part of it. But it is important to know how it works at the same time, because it's definitely the it's part of the future of what's going on in our industry right now. So that's just it.
And you got to be really disciplined with live betting too, because live betting can end up costing you a lot more money than you would have ordinarily on a bad streak.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better at that. Like, I have a plan. I know what I want. I'm going to grab it. If it gets better, I'm going to leave it alone. If it gets worse,
well,
whatever.
You're doing things smart. I mean, what you're doing is, okay, I got this bet. Now, this is where the line is in live betting. You're looking to open up a middle where you can cash in both ways. So that's smart. I mean, that's a method to your madness. And I know you from just the short time I've known you over the last year and a half or so to know that when you're doing stuff like that, you've calculated and come up with a method, so.
Yeah. I mean, the whole name of our game is find the best number, right? Like, that's why we shop lines. We're looking for the best number. So if a -7 turns into a +10.5, I feel like I got a good number, but then sometimes that 10.5 will be a 22.5. And you're like, sugar, I missed that number. But there is a method to it. There's a plan. I've got a plan when I'm doing
Well,
this.
what you don't want to do too is, like, for example, Boston was up by 20 at the half against Miami. And then you take Miami in the second half because you're trying to catch a middle. But that's okay to do that. But don't give away all the money you're going to with your main pick, which was Boston. Does that make sense?
So definitely. Because I do that a lot of times
at -2 and they're up 20 at the half.
Right.
And Miami is what, Ellie, +6 or 7 in the second half. I mean, you could bet Miami +7 because you could, in that particular instance, you got a quality team that the chances of them getting embarrassed 2 halves in a row are sort of low.
The timing of it all makes a huge difference. The timing is everything. How much time is left in the game?
Absolutely. A lot of things are factored into that. So
All right. So if you guys want to check out Ross's best bets, his premium plays, 10-star top plays, all that jazz, it's over at picksandparlays.net, and use that promo code NHL. It's going to save you 20% off whatever you buy from Ross on the site. Thank you so much for coming on, Ross. We will see you next Thursday. Bring your question. I know we didn't get to everybody's questions, Morning Woodies. We're sorry about that, but he'll be back next Thursday. We're going to do this whole thing over again. All right. So just keep on thinking. Thank you so much, Ross. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Don't forget, folks, I got 4 picks up tonight. NBA, 3 Major League Baseball, NBA 37-23 since April 1st, 62%.
Boom.
Thank you for having me, Allison.
Of course. Have a great one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So yeah, Ross Benjamin at picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code NHL. He's got 4 plays up for you tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, Barry Aaron. But we'll get to that next week. We'll do it next week. I do want to tell everyone while I've got you here. So the poll that we did yesterday for Timothy Earl, Hips Don't Lie, is the winner. So we've decided what song he will dance to. Now I'm trying to decide what is his microphone going to be. So real quick, throw them into the chat. I've got corn dog, plunger, corn on the cob, and an ice cream cone. Ooh, maybe a dead fish. Lenny, do you want to come back? What are you doing? You look like you're sad and reading about Ray Liotta.
Maybe. Listen, here's things that are must-haves, like non-negotiable, Tim Earl.
Okay.
Glitter. Okay. Pasties, because we can't, no nip slips. Okay.
Yeah.
Topless, you're gonna have to do some kind of tassel. Okay.
Love it.
I don't know what to tell you.
Love a tassel.
Yeah, definitely tassel, glitter, and obviously the Hips Don't Lie Shakira song, and a skirt, because otherwise the hips really are lying from the get-go.
Right.
So,
but
Nick
that's
Earl,
a whole other poll. Is that a hula skirt? Is it a ballerina tutu? Is it a nice sarong?
I think it should be a nice little Catholic girl red plaid skirt, but that's just me.
Didn't I say this on the show? Morning Woodies yesterday.
Why are you pointing at everybody?
In the oops, I did it again. I was like, Lenny just wants to see Tim in a schoolgirl outfit. That's what it called it.
Nailed it.
Handicappers.
So, okay. Nick Earl, you have work to do because we're
you don't make the rules, Tim. He says no.
Yes, glitter. There's glitter. There's always glitter.
Always glitter. Then your hips are lying if there's no glitter.
Yeah, and you gotta start the video off with glitter in the air, and then you start dancing. I got the whole production thing worked out.
Yeah,
Nick, call me later. We'll talk about props and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, put any other ones in the chat, Woodies. Go quick. We've only got about 2 minutes left. We need, what's he going to use as his microphone? It could be anything, but I need better options than what I've got. Is it a marker? Is it a dead fish? Is it Tim? Is it Nick's shoe? Is it
what Nick's are you doing to yourself, Tim?
What's going on? So this is also Tim and Earl Sports Bets can get up to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay. Hi, Pedro Mas. Thank you, sir. Hitting that like button. Maybe it's a dog bone. I'm not sure. Tim is dancing umbrella around in water routine. It was so okay. Y'all do that on your own time. We're doing so. You don't just go to Florida and come back and tell us what the fuck's going on. Okay, you're done here. Y'all can. I think it's lame to do the umbrella dance because A, it's been done by Tom Holland, and B, you'll never do it as good as Tom Holland. So, like, why don't we be original and come up with?
I think that I see the potential. I can't with the glitter. I need to get my deposit back.
I know that's why we want you to glitter, because glitter is the herpes of arts and crafts.
Listen, you can go outside. You can go outside. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
we better be pasties. There better
or I
be
can just not promote this YouTube thing. I'm over it. If I can't play, then I don't want to promote you either. Y'all get all bratty about it, trying to make your own rules. That's not how
it's good.
Yeah, use a tarp. That's it. Use a tarp.
Yeah, use a tarp. Duh, Tim.
Tarp. Okay, so vote over on the Woody page. Corn dog plunger, corn on the cob, ice cream cone. I feel like there should be one more thing that I'm not thinking. Lenny, you're good at this. What's one more thing?
Oh, no.
That's a microphone. I'll let them put in there.
You could use the microphone you have. Just untouch it.
No, but it's not funny and cool. He should be singing into something. Maybe a taco. Hips. Let me think about this. All right, y'all cruise over to the morning.
A hot dog taco.
Taco, burrito. What's that coming out your Speedo? Okay. I'm going to just write, when Tim Earl dances to Hips Don't Lie, should his microphone be a ... or add your own idea? Okay, posted. So you guys head over there.
I see your comment.
Let's do this. All right. No, I don't see your comment. Oh, we already did that one. I already suggested that, and Lenny said no.
Yeah.
Cover dog taco. Okay, guys, we got to get rolling. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Y'all have a great day. Don't forget, check out Caesars Sportsbook. Use the promo code MORNINGCZR and get hooked up with up to $1,100 in first bet insurance. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Head over to Just Parlays right now. I will be on Back to the Window with Scott and Scott at 3 p.m. Eastern. Good luck, everybody, unless you're against Lenny.